Welcome to another Thursday Tip Talk. Today we're going to talk about reading more classics. And I know what you're thinking, why would I want to read some more classics? Well, for one, they're classics for a reason, because they're enduring, because the story is good, and not just because your English teacher had to read it once and now they want to make you read it too. There are some great fiction stories inside of classics. We just put them in our classic section because they've lasted so long. We've got some sci-fi stuff in there. We've got some
Wizard of Oz,
some fantasy stuff. We've got some horror stuff. Classic just means it's been around for a while and it's stood the test of time. So maybe you want to read more classic because it's good. It's just good stuff. Some of the ways to read more classic, though, Miss Wheatley's going to cover.
yes. And one more thing about reading classics, a lot of times classics will be referenced in popular culture.
Yes.
So if you've read them or experienced them in some other way, then you'll be like, oh, I get that joke now because they were referencing this book that I hadn't read before. But yeah, ways to read more. I just discovered this app called Serial Reader, okay? That's Twitter. Serial Reader, and it's really cool, and you can get it for Android or iOS. And what you do is it will give you, I know this is not great, but it will give you an issue of a classic book every day at whatever time you decide you want it. Like mine are coming in at 9 o'clock at night because I'm already reading at that point, and my phone's going to be like, hey, read this classic. And it segments it into like things that they say should take between 8 and 15 minutes. Okay, so for like example, the book I'm reading, it will take me 41 issues to finish it. If you're into the book and you decide you want to read ahead to the next issue, it will let you do that. You can go back and reread an issue if you need to, but it's ebook form, okay? You're just going to read it on your phone. I just touched new, and I could go and look through all the different genres. Like, you can't really see that fantastically, but like adventure, children's fantasy, horror, humor, things that are long, things that are short, nonfiction, plays, romance, all kinds of stuff that you can go through. You can add subscriptions to. You can subscribe to more than one, and it's free. Okay, it's free. It breaks it down into manageable chunks, and it's just really, really easy. You also get badges and stuff. It's awesome. Like, I got some
Virtual
badges because I read one section. I got a badge right away. And then I've read as many words as were contained in Thomas Jefferson's library, so I got a badge for that. That's 6,487 words if you were curious. But yeah, try it out. It's really cool. The other thing I wanted to show you is it's a website called Lit2Go. So Lit, the number 2, and then the word go all together. If you Google that, you'll find it. And what this does is it takes public domain classic works, so things that are free to reproduce because they're so old, and you can both read it online in your browser, or you can download the audio for it. Nice. So you don't have to check it out. It doesn't disappear at any time. It's just yours. These are recorded by people who have volunteered their time to read these classic works for recording purposes and share them free with the world. So if you are a struggling reader but you still want to read more classics, audio may be a good avenue to try that. You could do it on your computer or on your phone and listen to it while you read the words on your screen. Yeah, that's a great strategy for increasing your reading comprehension. So Lit2Go, and Serial Reader are two, and that Serial is Serial, not like the breakfast food. Those are two great ways to squeeze a little bit more classics into your day.
I mean, you could always go old school and come check out classics from the library. Look at these tiny little books.
I know. A lot of people are in here, they're like, I don't want no big books. Don't give me any big books, please. Where are your skinny books at? Yeah. Well, I mean, seriously, people do ask us that.
This is the skinny book right here, Old Man on the Sea. They're making a movie out of it. How bad could it be? Let's be honest.
Right. Classics don't have to be intimidating.
No.
A lot of them are very accessible. In my last book talk, I talked about Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which is not really highbrow literature, but it is enduring. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it.
Been around.
It was not bad. We're going to have that in our classics, and we'll move it into there so people can check it out as well. What else do we want to say?
What's great about having read classics is that you can use them when you do other things. So if you're in history class and a classic you read took place in that time period, it makes more sense, both the history class and the book. So if you're writing history essays, if you're taking history AP test, lit AP test, all about being able to reference classic works because it's important to be well read when you write. So that's another good reason to do this, is so that you do better in all your classes.
Yeah, you can learn about historical detail in context, in the
Yes.
form of a story that isn't just about that period. It's about stuff happening in that period to people that is interesting.
Yeah, it sort of connects the dots between the people and the dates to give you some backgrounds.
Right. Did we mention AP?
I did.
Okay. Yes. So great if you are, say, a freshman and you're planning to take AP Language as a junior or AP Lit as a senior, or if you want to take those Walter State classes later. This is great prep for that, because then if you see this book again, you'll be like, oh, I already know that. I'm familiar with that, and it'll make it easier the second time. Or when you write your essays for your test, you'll be like, oh, I got all kinds of stuff I can use in this essay because I've read multiple things. So it's great for trivia too. Like if you like to play trivia games, like people, my child has played trivia with me, and she's like asked me questions. She's like, how do you know that? I'm like, I read it in a book. I just absorbed it. So anyway, yes. So all kinds of great reasons to read a little bit more classics, and several ways to do so. So if you have any questions for us, just ask. See you later.
Bye.